right, welcome to One Message in a Bottle Tarot. My name is One, and I am your spiritual advisor. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So if you are new here, definitely make sure that you come join us and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a moment when I go live or drop a video. And definitely give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're liking the video so other people can experience, all right, my amazing psychic readings. And then when you're done with that, definitely meet us over in VIP Patreon, which is where I drop my most exclusive psychic readings on breaking news and trending topics that everyone wants the psychic tea on, all right? That being said, welcome to your Thursday wake up call. All right. So I immediately see in the pre shuffle the Sun and the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. All right. You know, they have that saying, happy wife, happy life. Okay. But I feel it like it's in reverse, like for divine masculine. So maybe divine feminine, happy hubby, sip some bubbly, baby. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got. All right. So I see things are going, it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right. It could be good times, happiness. Some of you, this could be a pregnancy. If you are pregnant, all right, you could be surprising your husband or your partner, your divine masculine. I see a new addition to the family. Good news all around. I see celebration. All right here initially, but somebody might be sour. Somebody might be looking at your life and is like, damn, everything okay here. Somebody feeling some type of way. All right. Somebody may have also been looking at feeling like they lost out. It seems like 222 comparison. Yeah, somebody's comparing, all right, with this 10 of cups, their life to yours, and they're feeling some type of way. Maybe because you have a happy family, maybe because your wife or your husband treats you amazing. You have amazing children, you have an amazing home. It's kind of like, when you guys have the family dinner or the barbecue or you bring your family to the corporate outing. Everybody's like, here come these happy moments. Okay. Like, aren't you just perfect? Okay. Cause they're like, how's it going? Oh, my son and my daughter, her team just won the championship in volleyball. My son, he's got this academic scholarship going on. And oh my God, my husband is so what? And somebody with this 9 of Wands is just looking like, feeling some own type of way about their own upbringing. Now, on the back end, it could be that you have been through a lot in your life. You have been through a lot of trials. You've been through a lot of tribulations. Maybe you didn't come from a good background. Maybe you didn't come from a good upbringing. And maybe based on that, you felt like it's just never going to happen. I look at other people, I see other people happening. Maybe this is just, those happy families, those happy marriages, those happy children. That's something that like only happens at the movies or TVs. But voila, all of a sudden, this is your life. Like, oh my God, I have the husband, I have the wife, I have, like, I can't believe it. Okay. Here, I don't know why. Yeah, T-Pain. Okay, it's something like that here. So either you went through it and you just never thought it would happen for you, but God be the glory, it is happening for you. Or somebody is comparing, somebody's kind of looking at your life with a little bit of envy here. All right, 10 of Swords and the Wheel. Okay, here 10 of Swords is like a painful ending. I feel like I should tell someone like it's safe. If you're happy and happiness, having things like this kind of be going good for you is not the normal 444, right? It's like I've dealt with pain, I've dealt with struggle. You're always kind of looking for the other shoe to drop or the axe to fall. And, now here you are, you met this person, maybe you're engaged, you're going to be married. Maybe, you're about to have a baby. You're deciding, I'm going to propose. Okay, that's the signal. It's almost like something's too good to be true, right? And you could be sitting around waiting, like, what's the catch? Like, what's the catch? There is no catch. All right. Your season of pain, struggle, strife, dysfunction, okay, here, family trauma, generational curses. You are the one to break the generational curse in your family. Ten of Swords with this wheel. You are starting a new legacy for you and yours, okay? This could be introduced with a birth if you are newly married, or in addition, okay, you are actively breaking generational curses. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't look for the worst to happen. Okay, here, 555. I'm getting a lot of angelic energy surrounding you. It's really okay. Yeah, I see a baby here. Maybe it's a girl coming. All right, a long time coming. You could have been trying for a long time, or maybe you have desired, if you have desired a child, if you have desired, a family, or that's something that you've been manifesting, a wife, I want a family, I want children, and all that. I feel like that is being opened up to you. Okay. And again, I just feel like your relationship, yeah, Nine of Wands with this Ten of Swords. You've just sometimes you've just been in it so long that being happy and having things go well for you, it feels uncomfortable, and you feel like it could be a trauma response. It could be, you're worried like, okay, who's gonna come and take it from me? Nobody's taking anything away from you. I feel like you need to know. I just keep getting Ten of Swords, okay, Six of Pentacles. You don't have to look for, sometimes we go through these cycles again of pain and trauma and strife and just life's challenges. And we figure, like, okay, well, this is as good as it gets. Okay. This isn't like God isn't playing like some cosmic joke on you. He's not going to bless you with this beautiful wife, this beautiful marriage, this beautiful family, this brand new baby, or a budding new beginning, whatever it is. And then, pull back the curtain and be like, you thought, okay, and then cast you back into the depths of darkness. That's not what this is. I feel like the Holy Spirit is saying, this is real. You deserve it. That quit ruminating on that cycle of pain. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Okay. Get uh get used to your brand new you. Get used to good things happening. Get used to love. Get used to, affection, intimacy, laughter, joy, children, sunny days, all that stuff that you see in Hallmark movies, so to speak. Okay, baby, this is your life. Okay, or if any part of this resonates and this is what you've always wanted, it's definitely on its way to you. That sun is really giving me a new era, a new beginning. Okay, here there could be a masculine saying this, like, my God, I can't believe, like, look at where I come from, or look at what I've had. And, look at, it could be a feeling of unworthiness, like you don't deserve it, or you're going to mess it up, or you're going to screw it up, well, don't go out of your way to, okay? Here, this is your time. I feel like some of you have done your time. So, however, this resonates for a masculine or a feminine, it is not some cosmic joke, all right? If things are going well, it's because you deserve it. If you're being blessed, it's because you deserve it. And I want you to step into that, get comfortable, put on the shoes, put on the jacket, put on the hat, get real comfortable, get in the car. Jesus always got the wheel, okay? But just be a good passenger, okay? And enjoy the ride, okay? Here, your season of pain and heartache is over, all right? Take clarifying energy. We have family and friends. Yeah, I brought you into this world. I'll take you out. Yeah, some of you had a really, really traumatic childhood. And so, quite honestly, happiness may be triggering for you. Maybe you meet this amazing person. Maybe you meet this amazing woman, or, you're thinking about approaching this. Like, you see somebody and you're like, man, I could see a future with her. I could see having kids with her. But then you think about where you're coming from, or where you came from, and how your parents were, or who left, or, all that trauma and pain. And you're just like, yeah, that could never be, or this is, yeah, 10-10. Oh, she's too good to be true, or this is too good. Absolutely not. All right. You are the generational curse breaker. Again, all of that you experienced before, you went through, so you know exactly what not to take your family through. If your mom had a hard time or your dad had a hard time, you know all of those are lessons, so you know what not to do. All right. And I feel like you're going to do amazing. I see nothing but good energy here. All right. Yeah, if you say so. Don't be so pessimistic. You could, be careful too who you share your good news with. All right, because if you come from a toxic family and you have these really good things going on, again, whether it's the marriage or the baby, be careful who you share your good news with. If this is a new engagement, be careful of people speaking curses and negativity over your new beginning. Be aware of people speaking curses and trying to keep you trapped and stuck in a cycle of, trauma, and finding, well, who it ain't gonna work or it ain't gonna last. Me and your daddy did okay, but I'm not you and my father. Okay, don't project your failure on me. And I feel like that's what it looks like. Okay, here, um, you may share good news, whatever this may be, having to do with your family or positive changes in your life. And somebody might be just being a little sour. Be aware of how people behave when you give them good news. That is a strong indicator of the place that they need to have in your life. Sometimes that means I'm gonna have to love you for a distance, because if I have happy news and you're damn near, about to choke out, okay, are finding every way not to congratulate me and finding all kind of negative things to say, then you have your answer there. All right. Everybody doesn't deserve to go into your new beginning. Yes, some of you are going to be finding, you're going to have a phone call, you're going to have an interaction after sharing some good news with someone, a family or a friend, and you're going to be happy and excited. You're going to expect this person to be happy or excited about this, and for whatever reason, they're going to be sour puss. Okay, they're going to be a big sour punch. And again, I feel like the theme is, a lot of you are, going to be having some conversations, and for some of you it will be your last conversation with these people. All right, somebody may even end up getting blocked. Okay, especially if you put up strong boundaries. If you're talking about, your blessings, and we're about to have this baby, everything's going to be good, and then somebody's like, well, Down syndrome or whatever, runs in the family, so be careful. And it's like, I rebuke that. Okay. Here, you might get into a tassel because someone is not allowing, you're not allowing somebody to speak, negativity, over your blessings. Or if you're going to get married, well, be careful. I heard she had a reputation. I heard they for the streets. I heard, and it's just like, you end up looking at somebody like, yeah, this will be the last time. Okay, I'm talking. And for real, again, if there is, I can't get over the subtle energy that somebody is competing and comparing your life to their life. And once you 14, a lot of synchronicities here. All right. And I feel like once you realize that, all right, this could be one of your single friends or something like that, single coworker. Once you realize that this person is just never going to be happy for you, I feel like that's where you place the limitations on their access to you. For some of you divine masculines, it could be a male friend, okay, here, and you realize, like, you know what, this is where we part, or this is where we go our separate ways. You could tell your male friends, some of you divine masculines, hey, I really like this woman, I think I'm gonna propose to her. I kind of see life with her. I kind of feel like I can do She makes me happy. She makes me that. And then, you have this friend, he's like, yeah, but we still gonna get them hoes, right? You know what I mean? I know we still gonna go out, we still go, yeah, and you're like 15, 15. You're like, no, I want a wife, I want a child. Yeah, man, but that don't mean, everybody get a wife, but everybody cheat on, all this and this and this. And you're having this debate, you know what I mean? And you're like, no, I'm getting married. And it's like, yeah, but people get married and they still act single, like, what? And that is where you're like, yeah, this is where I gotta say deuces. All right. Somebody's actions or behavior, and whatever they say to your good news, it's like, how are we having an argument and I'm having good news? All right. You realize that you're gonna have to cut somebody off, okay, because they are just not mature, or they're just very sour, okay, when it comes to your good news, your happiness. And I feel like their words, you know, I feel like when you get into this, dispute or discussion, like they say all these really low blows, or they say all of these things to like trigger you, oh, well, they're going to end up being a hoe, or oh, they're just going to end up leaving you. They're not going to blah, 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 blah. And, again, is where you finally discover like, and damn, you really don't want nothing good for me. The only time you're really there for me or happy for me is when I'm doing bad, when I'm down. All right. And that is nothing that I want to entertain, or nothing that I want to be part of this new, great, beautiful life that I am manifesting. All right. I hope you receive that message. Okay. Think long and hard and meditate on that, because that's what it's giving. All right. I'll see you next time. One. Wow, now she gonna be for the streets, baby. Like, what is that? Mm-mm.